There's a person drowning quietly in your town right now. Maybe in your building. Maybe in your mirror. They are behind on something important: the finances, the health, the grief, the workload, and the situation is fixable. That's the tragedy. There are people within reach who know exactly how to help, several of whom would genuinely love to. And between the drowning person and all that available rescue stands a barrier 4 words wide: they won't ask for help. Tonight I want to dismantle that barrier, plank by plank, because it's built entirely out of myths, and it's costing capable people years of unnecessary struggle. Start with the biggest plank, the belief that asking for help is weakness. That the strong figure it out alone, that needing others is a deficiency to hide. Where did we even get this? Watch how it's installed. Somewhere in childhood, do-it-yourself flips from a developmental milestone into a moral identity. The culture wraps it in flags and mythology: the self-made man, the lone genius, the hero who needs nobody. And so millions of people carry a private rule they've never examined: my worth depends on not needing. But here's what's strange: take that rule into any room of genuinely elite performers and it collapses on contact. The best athletes on earth have coaches for everything, not because they're weak, but because they're serious. Top executives hire advisors, therapists, trainers. Surgeons request consults. Pilots run checklists with co-pilots. The greatest scientists in history worked in fervent correspondence with rivals and friends. Scan the top of any field and you find the pattern inverted from the myth: amateurs go it alone, professionals build support systems. Asking, it turns out, isn't what the weak do. It's what the committed do, because the committed care more about the outcome than the optics. Now the second plank: I don't want to be a burden. This one sounds humble, even kind, and it's built on a factual error about other people that psychology has now thoroughly documented. Researchers who study help-seeking keep finding the same enormous miscalculation: people drastically overestimate how likely others are to refuse, and drastically underestimate how willing, even glad, helpers turn out to be. In study after study, would-be askers predicted rejection rates roughly double what actually occurred. And it goes deeper: being asked for help, the research shows, tends to make the helper feel good, trusted, competent, valued. There's even a name for the old observation that we like people more after we've done them a favor, not less. Think about your own evidence: when someone you respect asks for your help, really asks, sincerely, for something you can give, do you think less of them? Or do you feel, in that moment, honored, chosen, closer to them? That's what your ask does to others. The burden math runs backwards. Hiding your need doesn't protect people from you. It withholds from them one of the better feelings available: the feeling of mattering to someone they care about. And here's the third plank, the subtle one: pride disguised as consideration. Sometimes I don't want to bother anyone is really I can't bear to be seen needing. And that instinct, understandable, human, quietly builds a very specific kind of loneliness, the loneliness of the capable. If you're the strong one, the together one, the one everyone else leans on, listen carefully, because this is about you. Your competence has become a wall. People assume you're fine, you've trained them to. Your relationships run one-directional, everyone's confessions flow toward you, yours flow nowhere. And the cruelest part, the intimacy you quietly ache for is created precisely by the thing you refuse to do. Vulnerability isn't the price of closeness, it's the material of it. Every deep friendship you've ever admired got that way through mutual need, revealed and met, in both directions. The always strong never get to have that. Not because nobody offered, because the door only opens from the inside. Let's also count the practical bill, because beyond the loneliness, refusing to ask is simply expensive. Every problem you insist on solving alone gets solved at the speed of one brain and one lifetime of experience. While somewhere nearby, someone has already solved it, in minutes, with knowledge you'd need years to earn. The professional world runs on this arithmetic. The new hire who won't ask questions produces months of quiet, compounding errors. The one who asks early looks junior for a week and competent forever after. Researchers studying advice-seeking found the myth backwards again. People who asked for advice were judged more competent by the people they asked, not less. Struggling silently doesn't read as strength to observers, mostly it reads as either stubbornness or invisibility. Meanwhile, the askers are running a different game entirely. Every question builds a bridge, every request reveals a collaborator. Every "I don't know, can you show me?" compounds into a network of people invested in their success. Two equally talented people, 10 years, one difference, one asked. There's no comparison in where they land. So how do you actually do it, especially if the muscle has atrophied into stone? Like every rebuild capacity, progressively, and with technique. Start with the low-stakes reps, ask a stranger for directions even though your phone knows. Ask the co-worker how they made that spreadsheet do that thing. Ask the neighbor to grab your package. These sound trivial, they are training, each one teaching your nervous system the core update it's been refusing. The ask lands softly, the world says yes more than you predicted. Then upgrade the technique, because good asking is a craft with rules. Be specific. Can you help me? Is a fog that burdens the other person with defining the job. Could you read these 2 pages and tell me if the argument holds? Is a gift-wrapped, grantable request. Make it easy to decline. No is completely fine, which paradoxically makes yes more likely and keeps the relationship clean. Ask the right person for the right thing, the friend for the encouragement, the expert for the expertise, not the reverse. And afterward, close the loop, report back what their help built. That single habit, telling people what their contribution led to, turns one-time helpers into lifelong allies, because you've shown them their effort mattered. Then, when the small reps have rebuilt the muscle, take on the real lift, the big ask you've been not making. The conversation with the doctor you've postponed. The mentor you've admired silently for 2 years. The "I'm not okay" actually to the person who assumes you always are. The professional favor that could change your trajectory, sitting undialed in your phone. You know which one is yours. It surfaced somewhere in the last 3 minutes, along with all its familiar counter-arguments. Here's the thing to remember as they start talking: every one of those counter-arguments was on the barrier we just dismantled. The weakness myth, false. The serious ask. The burden myth, false. You're offering trust, and trust honors people. The rejection forecast, statistically, roughly double reality. One more thing, because it completes the circle. The world is full of people exactly like you, capable, quietly struggling, trained not to ask. Every time you ask openly, you don't just get help. You issue a permission slip to everyone watching, so that's allowed. The colleague who sees you say "I don't know this, can someone teach me?" asks their own buried question a week later. The friend who hears you admit the hard season finally admits theirs. Strength was never the absence of need, it was always the honesty about it. And honest strength is contagious in a way that armored strength never is. Nobody bonds with a fortress. People bond with, follow, and genuinely love the strong and open, the ones brave enough to be helped. So here's the assignment, and it's due this week. One real ask. Specific, honest, decline-friendly, aimed at the right person. Feel everything you'll feel, the exposure, the pride's protest, the old myth's last stand, and send it anyway. You've been trying to cross this water alone for a long time. The bridge builders were standing right there the whole time, holding lumber, waiting for a word. Say the word. It was never weakness. It was the door, and it only ever opened from your side.